Now, Epstein. I know you're all probably thinking, we're tired of hearing about Epstein. No, you're not. I know you're not. Why do I have 11 notifications? Oh, Alex. Okay, cool. So I got, wait, let me look at my bookmarks. I'm so professional. So here's an article from, I subscribe to the Rolling Stone online because I desperately want because I prefer the Rolling Stone because they do a lot. I know a lot of people who do articles for the Rolling Stone. So yeah, more Epstein talk. I know. So what the fuck? I don't want ads. Honestly, if you're subscribed to the freaking you should not be getting ads. That's my whole thing. Oh my god. I can't even use an ad blocker on here. That's like, yeah, people still talk about that guy that Trump totally knew for decades and was referred to his best friend by Epstein. Like, yeah, whoo, what? Oh my god, my hair looks like Wolverine's. Excuse me. So, okay. Thank you, Rolling Stone. What Trump has said about Jeffrey Epstein over the years. The president has both trashed the convicted sex offender and called him a terrific guy. Donald Trump hasn't exactly done a great job handling the backlash to the Justice Department's memo last week announcing that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. And there is no high-profile client list. The president lashed out at a reporter who asked about the memo last week before posting a bizarre rant on Truth Social in which he claimed that Barack Obama wrote the so-called Epstein files and that everyone should stop focusing on the convicted sex offender and accused sex trafficker whose associates the administration has long promised to expose. But here's the problem. You ran on this. And if there's one thing the right wing gets so worked up about is secret pedophilia cabals, child sex trafficking, and all that shit. Like that's like their number one issue. I mean, y'all remember COVID, right? Like QAnon and all that. Oh my god. Like when 2020 happened, there were so many people who thought the symbol for Wilson, you know, the volleyball from Castaway, was like a satanic, you know, sign that everyone had. Nope, I'm good. And then that there, you know, the Wayfair sex trafficking, like people be posting like the most fakest stuff and people actually believe it. Like I know a woman who thinks Michael Jackson is actually The Weeknd, like the you know, the singer, the rapper, whatever, the guy who can't act with his veneers, that guy. So it's kind of insane to me that people like, no, you know, JFK, didn't JFK Jr. come back to life at all? No, okay, good to know. Like I don't know, guys. Conservative influencers and Justice Department officials alike have been outraged over the memo, with many alleging it's part of a cover-up and that Trump itself could be implicated in the Epstein files. Elon Musk, the former White House advisor and Trump confidant, said as much as he and the president feuded last month. Time to drop the really big bomb. Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files, he wrote on Twitter. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day. Shit. Trump appeared to be close with Epstein, at least at some point. They've been photographed together, and videos show the pair partying together in the 90s. Epstein reportedly said in 2017 that he was Trump's closest friend. I repeat, closest friend. Trump has spoken plenty about Epstein too, both lauding the disgraced financier and more recently trashing him and teasing conspiracy theories about his death. Now he wants the MAGA base, which has long thirsted for the government to release the Epstein files, to simply forget about it. Here's a brief history of the president's comments about Epstein. Trump says Epstein is a terrific guy who loves young, beautiful women. Oh my God. Trump famously lauded Epstein and remarked on his penchant for young women in a New York magazine piece in 2002. I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy, Trump said. He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. No doubt about it. Jeffrey enjoys his social life. Oh, God. Trump has trashed Epstein in recent years, but yeah, this isn't a good look. Trump says he's not a fan of Epstein. A reporter asked Trump if he had a falling out with Epstein and if he had banned him from Mar-a-Lago during a press conference in July 2019. Yes, and I did have a falling out a long time ago. The reason doesn't make any difference, frankly. Yeah, the reason does make a difference. But I haven't spoken to him in probably 15 years or more. That's a lie. I wasn't a big fan of Jeffrey Epstein, that I can tell you. A reporter then asked if he had any suspicions that he was molesting underage women. No, I had no idea. Motherfucker, there is a report from a 13-year-old victim who was 13 that you and Jeffrey Epstein did some things to her that I cannot repeat because that's like there's a lot of stuff that's well documented about Trump and Epstein on that island. Like the fact that he's like, I had no, you were there, dude. You were there, motherfucker. You were there. You did it too. He continued, I was not a fan of Jeffrey Epstein, and you watched people yesterday saying that I threw him out of a club. I didn't want anything to do with him. That was many, many years ago. It shows you one thing, that I have good taste. I can't believe he said this. Okay, now other people, they went all over with him. Like you did? They went to his island. They went all over the place. Dude, you went to his island too. Don't lie. Man, he's not doing a good job of covering himself up. He was very well known in Palm Beach, his island, wherever his island was, wherever it was. Dude, you met Melania on the Lolita Express, his plane. I was never there. Okay. Find out the people that went to the island, but Jeffrey Epstein was not somebody that I respected. He does realize that that he gets quoted, right? Like I would be like, sir, you said this about him not too long ago. Like also he said that you were his like closest friend. Explain. I threw him out. In fact, I think the great James Patterson, who's a member of Mar-a-Lago, with the author, made a statement yesterday that many years ago I threw him out. Trump pushes conspiracy theories about Bill Clinton and Epstein. I mean, there's photos of Bill Clinton getting those massages from the underage girls. So do with that what you will. During his first run for office in 2015, Trump was asked to give his opinion about former President Bill Clinton. Nice guy, he responded. Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island with Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of problems. Motherfucker, you, along with Elaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, were at Chelsea's wedding. Jeffrey Epstein and the Clintons were at your wedding to Melania. In August of 2019, immediately after Epstein's death, Trump reposted a tweet suggesting Clinton killed Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein had information on Bill Clinton. Now he's dead. I see Trump body count trending, but we know who did this. RT, if you're not surprised, wrote conservative comedian Terrence K. Williams in the post Trump shared. Yeah, he's really highly respected conservative pundit. He's a big Trump fan. That's a retweet. That wasn't from me. That was from him. Trump told reporters in New Jersey. A reporter asked if it was appropriate to be spreading conspiracy theory. Basically, basically what we're saying is we want an investigation, Trump said. I want a full investigation. That's what I absolutely am demanding. A reporter asked again about the theory. I have no idea. I know he was on his plane 27 times, and he said he was on the plane 4 times. And then the question was you have to ask, did Bill Clinton go on the island? Because Epstein had an island that was not a good place, so understand it. You were there with him. And I never was there. So you have to ask, did Bill Clinton go to the island? That's the question. If you find that out, you're going to know a lot. But yeah, this goes on about like, Trump tells Tucker he isn't sure Epstein killed himself. Again, this, believe it or not, like Jeffrey Epstein died under Trump's first administration. People forget about that. And Biden could have done something about that too, like release stuff to kind of ease people's minds. But I don't think no matter who were to release it, it wouldn't make a difference. It's just so funny how nonchalant. And then, of course, we all remember when Trump was hesitant to say he would release the Epstein files while campaigning in 2024, even though he ran on that. Of course, Trump lashing out, reporter. Also, too, the thing about Trump is that the fact he's accusing Obama of writing the Epstein files. I'm like, dude, there is well-documented evidence that you were there, you did stuff that was reprehensible towards underage girls with Epstein, with Bill Clinton, with whoever the hell, maybe Stephen King, because he seems very nonchalant about that too. So the fact that people would make like Barack Obama the one who what do you mean writing the Epstein files? This all happened under your first administration. Just saying. Now you're saying there was no client list, that apparently almost 3 minutes of video of his jail cell was edited now. I read another article about that and I'm like, oh my God. See, for years it's Epstein over and over again. Why are we giving publicity to files written by, oh my God. We saw we saw Hunter Biden's business before, the Epstein files. He's really trying to distract us from, everything at this point. Like, I just can't, guys. I can't believe that there are people who are falling in line and believing him, but then of course there are others who are like, no, you promised us, like you made this a big deal, and now you're saying it's nothing. How dare you? Lip oil. Gotta get red for Superman. Anyway, the fact that they're trying to distract us, like with the Rosie O'Donnell thing, she's not coming back to the US. She's gonna live in Ireland. Good on her. I would like to live there. I don't know. But it's kind of insane to me how they're really trying to distract us and flip the script about what's been happening for the last few decades, if we're being honest, about the Epstein situation. I mean, I knew who Jeffrey Epstein was when I was young. Like Jeffrey Epstein was always like that figure, because a lot of people do question how he got his millions, how he got his money, how he became this big financier when he really was like a nobody. And I'm like people like most rich people, they get, contracts and people to fund their projects and stuff, and then they end up, becoming rich. I mean, look at Elon. Do you think those government contracts mean nothing to him?
Watch this space.